Hey Jim, how you doing? Uh, Appreciate the time you've had to put aside so you and I can meet. Now I'm going to get through a few things today. Maybe we can help you out. Maybe we can't. But you'll notice that I've got some bullets here. The reason being is Federal Financial Group. This stuff's important to you. They want to make sure I don't miss anything. So if you don't mind, I may glance down just to make sure I don't miss any key issues. Okay? All right. Now, again, I don't know if I can help you or not, but what I'll do is go through some of the areas that we're helping people in. Decreasing taxes, increasing cash flow, reducing debt. They're the three areas that we're most prevalent in helping. Now, if you see it as an interest on your part, I'll gather some information, and when we get back together again, I'll have something designed specifically for you. Now, Jim, I want you to know, nothing you can buy today. Sit back, relax. We'll have a good time. If you have any questions, though, I want you to ask me. Now, Federal Financial Group, we've been around for over 20 years, and what we've done, we've partnered up with other carriers, such as insurance carriers, annuity carriers, other financial institutions. These people that we partnered up with, they got billions in assets. A lot of them have been around for well over 100 years. So you've got the financial stability that you're looking for. And what we do is we teach people about money, how it works, and mostly how it can work better for you. Now our mission, Jim, right here, our mission is to help people just like you become financially independent. Jim, what's your definition of financial independence? Do I have a lot of money right there? Okay, that's what most people say. Our definition is very simple. The money that you put aside all throughout your working life, you've now put that in a vehicle that can earn interest and it stays there. You can't lose your principal. And the interest that generates when you go to retire gives you a paycheck every month, goes into your account for as long as you live. That's what we consider financial independence. The nice thing is at that point, you don't have to work anymore. You can work till if you choose to. The point is, you don't have to. How do we get there? I'm going to show you right now. First off, there's some challenges. Before I get to the solutions, there's some challenges in life, and let's be real. Look at the last 10 years. Incomes have gone up, inflation's gone up. Look at gasoline, through the roof. What happens is people become dependent upon some, boom, scratch that. What happens is they start using credit cards, they get in debt, their self-esteem, their lack of security, it all kind of wavers a little bit. What am I going to do? What am I going to do scenario? And people, this is the key one, people start spending their future. People are tapping into the 401ks and other vehicles that they're putting aside for the future, if they have one, and they're spending it now. The big problem is, what are you going to do when you get to the future? Now, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, Jim, but 10,000 people a day turn 65. I'm one of the baby boomers, those born between 46 and 64. 78 million of us throughout just the United States here, not the world, just the United States. 10,000 turning 65 every day. Now let's break it down. Out of 100 that retired today, let me rephrase that, turn 65 today. Out of 100 that turn 65 today, how many do you think are financially secure? 37? Yeah, I thought it was 42 myself, but nice round numbers. The reality is 4. Only 4 people are financially independent. So think, what are the other 96 doing? We see them every day, Jim. Walk into Walmart. Hi, welcome to Walmart. Would you like fries with that? Yeah, any fast food place. Used to be all kids, college kids, young kids, their first jobs when they turn 16 because they can work in a place. That's where they go. How many do you see that are over 65, over 70, over 75 working in these places today? That's reality. They're not doing this as a hobby. They're doing this because they have to. I'll skip the Wendy story, but move on. Now, a lot of people they're depending upon charity, their friends, and other situations, and most of it is they're working. Did I miss anything? No. Okay. Now, there's some solutions, and I'll blow through these kind of quickly, but basically, we got 7 key areas that we work in to help you, again, reach your financial dreams and goals, which could be that little umbrella with the drink with a little umbrella on an island someplace or on a cruise ship heading that way. That's what we consider financial independence. And let me show you how we can get there. Now stop me if you have any questions. Now first off, what we got to do, I'm going to be a little bit tough here because the reality of it is you have to inspect what you expect. What's that mean? You got to know where your money's going now, what it's doing for you. Do you have money that you're spending that maybe you shouldn't be? Or, I don't know if you have any emergency funds or whatever, which we'll get to in a second. But basically, you need to know where your money's going now so you can track it. Because without it, without some sort of tracking device, you're just shooting at the duck's pull and you're not even looking down the barrel. So our goal is to free up money you didn't even know you had. And we'll get into this on a more detailed basis. Increasing your cash flow. How would you define cash flow? Yeah, it's when you make better. Okay, fine. How we at Federal Financial Group, it's very simple. The money that you've earned, you have coming in every month. Now you take and you pay all your bills, your mortgage, your food, the cable TV, whatever. The money that's left over, you notice you're getting smaller. The money that's left over, that's your cash flow. I don't know what you're doing with that, but we'll get to that next page. Let me ask you this, and this baffles me when I get the answer, but I'm going to ask you. At the end of the year, which was just last week, tax day, April 15th, do you typically write a check to the IRS, to the government, or do you get one back? You get one back, huh? Good, great, great. Do you mind if I ask how much that's for? About $3,000? Okay. And they sent you a check with interest saying thank you very much, correct? Right. I didn't think so. So let me get this straight. And this is just, I'm not picking on you, but everybody out there. They send every week, every 2 weeks, money goes to the IRS through the employer. The IRS, the government, uses that money to do whatever. It's working for them. Trust me, it's working for them. And then at the back, at the back end rather, come April 15th, you've overpaid. Here's a refund. Overpayment. Done. No interest. Is that a good plan? How would you like that money working for you? Better plan. Because it can work for them, you get zero. It can work for you, you get something. We'll talk about that down the road. Now here we have develop an emergency cash fund. Most people don't have one. Typically what happens, see it all the time. Transmission goes bad in the car. Mine just went. It was $3,000, 29 and some change. Close enough. 3,000 bucks. And the average person goes, oh wow, hang on a second. Swipe the card and that $3,000 on the card. Now you got a credit card that's charging you 15 to 22% interest and you're making minimum payments. That $3,000 transmission just cost you $4,500, $5,000, maybe even more. Not a good plan. So you want to get out of debt, you can see why. And now if you can swipe that card, pay it off next month, that's a hell of a great deal. Most people can't. Now to develop, do you have an emergency cash fund? No, okay. What we want to do is develop one for you. Now there's 4 criteria to it. It's got to be safe, liquid, get some sort of rate of return. Here's the big one. It's got to be separate and systematic. What do I mean by that? Jim, you ever tried to work a cash fund and say, I just won't spend as much and I'll have it in my checking account? How's that been working out for you? Got a big fund build up? No, why not? It's accessible. You got to jump through hoops. If you set up an emergency cash fund, you got to jump through hoops of fire to get the money. That's by design. It's a little bit of discipline, but it can be done. Now, the other thing we're going to do is we're going to set up a complete package here. What I mean by that is we're looking for planning for your future. And that's what this main thing is all about. But what if something happens to you tomorrow? What happens to your wife's future and your kid's future? Or if something should happen to her, what happens to your future? Because today, both people are working. I see 90% of the people that I talk to, just like this, both couples are working. And if either one of them are out of the equation, what does that do to pay for the mortgage, putting the college funds aside, so on and so forth? It gets a little bit skewed, or it gets a lot skewed. So what we do is we actually package in some life insurance. That way, if you get hit by a truck tomorrow, your wife has an income. Because not only are you going, your income is gone. That's why she needs something to take care of that. Okay? Now, a good financial plan helps take care of those offsets. Now, step 6, this is the one that everybody likes the most because there's a money game here. And I shouldn't call it a game because it's your money. Basically, what you have to do is beat the inflation battle and beat the tax battle. I'll show you how that can be done. Now, but you got to listen to me here, because if you listen to me, this could change your life. Okay? All right, hang in there. 2 financial battles we just talked about. Now, the rule of 72, have you ever heard about that? Let's talk about inflation right first off. Rule of 72 is very simple. You take 72, the number 72. Whatever you divide into it, say 4% for an inflation, gives you 18 is the number. So what this means is at 4%, if you put $100 in, your money will double in 18 years to 200. And then double again in another 18 years to 400. So you've got a total of 36 years, 100, 200, 400. Now if you got 10%, it would double every 7.2 years, and vice versa. So you see how the rule of 72 works. Now what that means to you, Jim, is, do you think $100 today is going to buy in 36 years the same amount of product that it buys today, or services, or gasoline, or whatever? Yeah, probably not. And that's the problem. That's the inflation battle. So that's the big one you got to win. Got to get on the right page here. Now, if you look at this chart here, here's another way of looking at this. Gentleman, 29 years old. He's getting that 4% we just talked about. So it doubles at age 47. He puts in $10,000, by the way, and he just lets it sit there. It's not a continuous process. He just throws 10 grand in, sitting at 4% in 47 years. I'm sorry, at age 47 rather, it doubles again. So he's got 40,000 bucks at retirement age 65, and he started when he was 29. 40,000 bucks really isn't going to get him to retirement, is it? There's another gentleman, same age, but he finds a vehicle where he earns 6%. Remember the 6 into the 72? Now it's doubling every 12 years. So now we got 10, 20, 40, $80,000 by the time he's 65. A little bit better, eh? Let's assume he can get 8%. I mean, we're not talking quantum leaps here. We're talking 4, 6, 8%. Same guy, 29 years old, throws in the 10, and he's got 20, 40, 60, 80, $160,000 at age 65. Say he gets 12%. 6 years it doubles. Now he's got $640,000. Now here we have 4 different guys, all started with 10 grand, age 29, all reach retirement at age 65, and this guy has $600,000 more than this guy. Is that amazing or what? That's what we can do to help you out. It's all about the rate of return. The other thing is not losing your money, and I'm going to stop right here.